Hopefully we could get it before. Nah, it probably won't be this year.
Is that the one you want next?
It's definitely the one I want next.
Tank want a rematch. Do you let me know now? Do you want to fight Tank again? He said he over and do a rematch. Do you want to fight Tank
100%.
again?
It's only a matter of time. We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight again. It's just whenever the fight gonna happen.
So it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Okay. They say they want it in New York again. Do you want to fight again in the Barclays Center?
I wouldn't mind, but I'd love for it to be in DC.
Okay. Cool.
I love for it to be in DC.
Get ready, boxing fans. Things are heating up. Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. are heading toward an epic rematch after their controversial draw on March 1st. Word around the boxing world is that both sides are eager to settle the score. Roach's promoter, Gary Jonas, even said the rematch is nearly finalized, calling it a done deal aside from a few final details. With Davis now fully locked in and putting retirement talks on hold, this next fight is shaping up to be an explosive showdown you won't want to miss.
Important question on everyone's mind. How close is the rematch? How big will it be? How close is it to getting done?
Very close. It's in my mind, it's a done deal, but there are formalities, but it's a done deal and it's not far off. I can't give you more than that right now, but what I can tell you is that it's going to be an interesting fight. I think you got dynamics. You've got Gervonta, who's probably going to be angry, probably woken up, probably more focused than he has been, not talking about retirement. That's a factor.
The first clash between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. on March 1, 2025, left the boxing world buzzing with controversy and calls for a rematch. Held at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, the fight ended in a majority draw, with one judge scoring at 115 to 113 for Davis and the other two at 114 to 114. A key moment came in the 9th round when Davis took a knee, which many felt should have been ruled a knockdown in Roach's favor. Referee Steve Willis didn't count it, sparking heated debate among fans and analysts.
Welcome into the ProBox TV studio. The story we've been dealing with all week, the fallout, of course, from Lamont Roach Jr. and Gervonta Davis. The fight ended up being a majority draw. The controversy around a 9th round knockout that was not called by the referee that would have completely changed the outcome of the fight and perhaps changed boxing history.
For me, Tank Davis is fighting a minus 1600 as your main event odds is crazy to me, dude. That's crazy. That underdog lived up to the hype. He ended up, overperforming. Lamont Roach, credit to him, all this other stuff. And it took some politics to keep Davis as champion. You ever see guys getting the referee their own fight? Dude, anybody else takes that knee, you're getting counted, bro. The referee, actually, his instinct, if you watch that, the referee's instinct was to count. If you notice, Steve Willis started counting, and then he looked at the timekeeper outside the ring, wasn't counting, and he stopped counting. So you get to call your own timeout. Earlier in the fight, if you saw that shoulder barge that Tank did to Roach in the clinch, he didn't get a warning, but Roach's reaction got the warning. This is the politics we're dealing with. You keep doing this, you're looking at short-term money and long-term destruction of a sport.
He take a knee. You need to lose like 10-8 that round at least, no? And plus the corner go up and put it a towel in the face. That's disqualification for sure. I'm talking about the rules, but it's not my business.
Critics believe Davis took a knee in the 9th round on purpose to break Roach's rhythm and take back control of the fight. By going down voluntarily, Davis may have been trying to buy a few seconds to recover instead of risking a full-on attack from Roach. Many fans and analysts see this as a veteran move to stop Roach's momentum.
When has the last time somebody stood in the pocket versus Gervonta "Tank" Davis and survived? The last person that attempted to do it was Leo Santa Cruz, and that man's head is still rolling somewhere around the arena. And I say that respectfully with no remorse. That's why what Lamont Roach did last Saturday night was so absolutely amazing. Lamont Roach, in the pre-fight press conference, that was one of the few fighters that was not terrified of Gervonta "Tank" Davis. That's right. And the man flat out put on a show.
Get your hand out of my pocket!
He proved Two-Tone the Superstar wrong. He proved everybody wrong. And that man went ahead and cooked. And he gets robbed by the New York State Athletic Commission. And these people acknowledge that the knee that Gervonta "Tank" Davis took was a knockdown. They acknowledge this. They say, yes, it was a knockdown, but now they are saying, well, we don't know how the rest of the fight would have went on. Maybe Tank might have turned up. When the last time you seen Tank turn up? Gervonta Tank Davis might be a front runner. I say that respectfully. And to go ahead and keep it real with y'all, I think that knee that Tank took was because Lamont Roach was in a rhythm and Gervonta Davis tried to throw this man off a rhythm. Do I believe the Murray's sport waves, the soul glow was in his eye? Absolutely not. I believe that man Tank got nerve-eye and said, hold on, this man Lamont Roach is cooking. I need to take me a quick timeout and a quick break. It's nasty. It's horrible. It's disgusting. It's bad enough how hard and difficult it is to beat this man. Most fighters is weight trained. Most fighters has clauses on them. So when somebody who's coming up is able to compete with Gervonta Tank Davis, you handicap the man with trash rules.
Boxing fan Leonardus Maximus IV didn't hold back when talking about the controversial moment in Gervonta Davis's fight against Roach. He pointed out that Davis took a clean jab with most of the impact hitting his left eye, the same eye his corner worked on between rounds. Many agree this should have been called a knockdown for Roach, adding to the post-fight debate. In a tweet he wrote, "This isn't a good look for Gervonta Davis. He took a clean jab right to the left eye, the same one his corner had to treat. This should have clearly been ruled a knockdown for Lamont Roach."
It wasn't a braid, it wasn't oil in his eye. Tank got peppered, jab, jab, cross. Listen to Lamont Roach talk about when he knocked Tank down in the 9th and the 10-8 wasn't called. Even Wild, Lamont Roach is yelling at the ref.
Knockdown that wasn't in round number 9. Gervonta Davis takes a knee, you landed a right hand, then 2 jabs afterward. What were you thinking when this happened?
Man, I was surprised, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like I thought it was a 10-8. Like that's what really was going on. Like, but like I was confused when he looked at the ref, but when he took the knee, I was like, and I grasped the concept that he was on the ground. I was like, that's a 10-8. Yeah. Simple.
You asked him, right? Why you stopped
counting?
counting?
I asked him, literally. I said, why you stop counting?
Now, to Lamont's point, you will see it and you will hear it. Him ask the referee to keep counting. Here it is.
Keep counting. It's gotta be a lot. What in the world just happened? He took a knee.
Nobody knows what's going on.
ESPN analysts didn't hold back in criticizing Davis's performance and the controversy around the 9th round incident. They questioned the truth behind Davis's explanation and raised concerns about his focus and readiness. Smith commented, "In boxing, distractions can be costly. Champions need to be fully prepared, mentally and physically." Kellerman added, "This incident brings up serious questions about Davis's training and how focused he really was."
Yo, what's poppin'? It's Rock Solid, the beast of rap. Big baby! Yo, man, I got some good ass videos and takes on this Lamont Roach, Gervonta Davis fight. If you have not seen it, you need to go look at it now. Go look from the first one to the last one, all right? Don't go from the top to the bottom. Go and look for the video I did immediately after the fight and then watch after, bro. Talking about everything. But Stephen A. Smith chimed in on the Gervonta Davis or Lamont Roach fight. I want y'all to know what Stephen A. Smith said.
I was stunned.
Lamont Roach posted this on his Instagram profile. He said, "I gotta stand down and give mad respect to Lamont Roach. Brother fought one hell of a fight. This was a damn close fight. Gervonta taking a knee should have been a knockdown. Either way, Roach has skills, fought his ass off, deserves nothing but respect. He earned the boxing world's attention tonight. He has mine. Thought he'd be too small. I was wrong. Roach is special."
Davis explained that the incident was caused by a hair treatment he had 2 days before the fight. He said the grease from the treatment mixed with his sweat during the match, which led to a burning sensation in his eyes. Responding to the crowd's reaction in the post-fight interview, Davis showed frustration over the boos, saying his actions were a real response to the irritation, not a tactic to influence the flow of the fight.
Do you want that rematch next? And if so, how likely it is that we're to see that fight happen again this year?
I'm not sure, bro. I I'm definitely not sure, but hopefully we could get it before. Nah, it probably won't be this year.
Is that the one you want next?
It's definitely the one I want next, but it's not gonna be next.
What is?
You might see it in a minute. You definitely might see it in a minute.
After the fight, Roach's team filed an appeal with the New York State Athletic Commission to overturn the draw, pointing to the referee's oversight. While the commission admitted there was an error, they chose to uphold the original result. This left Roach disappointed but even more motivated to earn a clear win in the rematch.
It ain't no timeouts in boxing. Why are you taking? You know that. You should know that. So that's the thing where I'm like confused because that's supposed to be a knockdown. That's a 10-8 round. If that's a 10-8 round, I win the fight. So, you know what I'm saying? Like that draw turned into a 115-114 my way.
Going in, okay, it's round 10, right? You see that you down on the scorecard.
For Roach, the rematch is a chance to cement his place in the boxing world. After the first fight, he said he deserved a spot in the pound-for-pound rankings based on how he performed against a tough opponent like Davis. His confidence has been clear on social media, where he's actively responded to both critics and fans, even offering big bets on the rematch outcome.
I just so happen to be a boxing fan that the fact that I do watch him fight, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really like boxing.
Are you open to immediate rematch?
In my contract, immediate rematch was signed. I signed for the immediate rematch when I signed for the first fight.
Right.
Just in case he lost or just in case it was a draw.
So when you got a rematch clause, how long we taking?
It's up to the A side and when they want to fight. So I'm thinking it's going to be soon. I'm hoping it's going to be soon. Let's say that.
What is soon to you? When you say soon to me, I'm thinking a month.
I'm thinking July.
I'm thinking July for sure.
Roach entered the ring as the underdog but quickly proved the doubters wrong. From the start, he showed skill, toughness, and determination against the heavily favored Gervonta Davis. He landed clean shots, controlled the tempo at times, and even had Davis in trouble. Many felt Roach had done enough to win, and the majority draw only added to the controversy. He didn't just hold his own. He made a statement, earning respect and showing he belongs among boxing's elite while making a strong case for a well-earned rematch.
When has the last time somebody stood in the pocket versus Gervonta Tank Davis and survived? The last person that attempted to do it was Leo Santa Cruz, and that man's head is still rolling somewhere around the arena. And I say that respectfully with no remorse. That's why what Lamont Roach did last Saturday night was so absolutely amazing. Lamont Roach, in the pre-fight press conference, that was one of the few fighters that was not terrified of Gervonta Tank Davis. That's right. And the man flat out put on a show.
Get your hand out of my pocket!
He proved Two-Tone the Superstar wrong. He proved everybody wrong, and that man went ahead and cooked, and he gets robbed by the New York State Athletic Commission. And these people acknowledge that the knee that Gervonta Tank Davis took was a knockdown. They acknowledge this. They say, yes, it was a knockdown, but now they are saying, well, we don't know how the rest of the fight would have went on. Maybe Tank might have turned up. When the last time you seen Tank turn up? Gervonta Tank Davis might be a front runner. I say that respectfully. And to go ahead and keep it real with y'all, I think that knee that Tank took was because Lamont Roach was in a rhythm and Gervonta Davis tried to throw this man off a rhythm. Do I believe the Murray's sport waves, the soul glow was in his eye? Absolutely not. I believe that man Tank got nerve-eye and said, hold on, this man Lamont Roach is cooking. I need to take me a quick timeout and a quick break. It's nasty. It's horrible. It's disgusting. It's bad enough how hard and difficult it is to beat this man. Most fighters is weight drained. Most fighters has clauses on them. So when somebody who's coming up is able to compete with Gervonta Tank Davis, you handicap the man with trash rulings.
Sports analyst Stephen A. Smith raised concerns about Roach's size disadvantage against Davis, saying, I think Roach is too small. That's my issue. I'm not questioning his skills. His view was echoed by other boxing experts, including former interim WBC lightweight champ Ryan Garcia, who said, I don't think Roach has the firepower to keep Tank off. He's got great skills, but honestly, I don't think he has a real chance.
You my picks on 3 fights taking place Saturday night at the Barclays Center in New York City between Gervonta Tank Davis and Lamont Roach, Gary Russell versus Jose Valenzuela, and Sandor Martin versus Alberto Puello. Gervonta Davis uses knocks somebody out inside of 85 punches because he's clearly capable of that. But I just see this as being a kind of fight where he's going to have to run him down. He's going to have to walk him down, rather, and he's going to have to throw some punches before he ultimately catches him. And that's how I view it. So I'm going to go with more on this particular one. Next up.
For Davis, the rematch is a chance to reestablish his dominance in the lightweight division. Known for his knockout power and undefeated record, the draw with Roach was a rare setback he's clearly looking to fix. Reports say Davis is coming into the rematch with renewed focus and intensity, possibly putting retirement plans on hold to fully commit to this important fight.
I feel like Tank overall, like the bigger picture, he just wasn't focused for real. He, doing a lot of arguing in the ring and just a lot of stuff that wasn't like, he wasn't just focused. He wasn't all the way locked in the ring. You heard him say something like, it's a lot of things going on outside the ring that he was leading up to the fight, and shit, that's natural, you know what I'm saying? It's normal. Shit, I was going through the same thing with this last fight, you know, so I just feel like he just wasn't focused.
Coach Barry Hunter admitted that Gervonta Davis stopped using his jab at times during the fight, which helped Lamont Roach stay in the fight. The jab is crucial for managing distance and setting up big shots, and by not using it regularly, Davis let the fight get closer than it needed to be. Hunter also mentioned that in the later rounds, Davis seemed unsure about how many rounds were left, which may have affected his performance.
Some of the fight, and if you thought that them knowing each other and growing up together contributed to the performance.
Yes and no. I thought that Tank was boxing early on. I thought we abandoned our jab somewhat in the fight a little bit. But down the stretch, I thought I believe 2 or 3 rounds, I can't remember, Calvin, was one of the rounds that...
We needed 3 rounds, and it just went like, like we said, we looked at 3 rounds. Barry was calling out, I need 3. We got 1. I need 2.
Boxing analyst Timothy Bradley recently weighed in on Gervonta Davis's mindset ahead of his rematch with Lamont Roach Jr. He highlighted that Davis's confidence, no matter how it's perceived, could be a serious warning sign for Roach. Bradley noted that Davis seems unfazed by outside opinions, which might lead to an even stronger showing in the ring. In a tweet he wrote, "Whether he looks zesty or not, he knows who he is. There's a superpower to that, and he's going to take it out on Lamont Roach. I feel sorry for Roach." Bradley believes this level of self-assurance could make Davis even more aggressive and focused in the rematch.
Right? The first one we saw was he stood alone. He stood alone on the platform. He did the whole, conference by himself, right? Press tour by himself. And he did his thing. You know what I'm saying? I respect a man that can stand on his own 2 feet. For real. But this one right here, having that picture leak, him looking real zesty and not giving a fuck. Whoo! Trying to tell y'all, my man is on a new level. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know that song? We on a new level. I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level. Yes. My dude is on a new level, man, because he know who he is. There's a power in knowing who you is. Most people don't know who the hell they are, right? They don't know who the hell they are. They think they know, but they really don't know who they are. It takes you a while to figure out. We're constantly evolving as a human, right? Constantly evolving, right? But now you know. Tank know now. So that's why he don't give a damn. Having that power, that superpower, not giving a damn. And see, that's the reason why I can come to you guys, come to YouTube. I can, sit in front of you. I can hear the boos. I can hear the, you didn't beat Pacquiao. I can hear the big head, the milk dud, the coon, all the names that everybody always call me. That's why I can sit here and just still be myself and do what I do. Because I just don't give a fuck about what anybody thinks. And Tank has gotten that superpower too now, baby. He just don't give a fuck. Tank gonna be Tank. Tank gonna do what Tank gonna do. That's just it. Whether he looking zesty or not, he know who he is. There's a superpower to that. And guess who he gonna take that out on? He gonna take that out on Lamont Roach, man. I feel sorry for Roach. Roach is a good fighter, man. He's a good fighter. He is. But I'm telling you, this Tank right here is different. It's a different dude. All right? Did y'all see the weight too? Did y'all see the weight? The dude can fight tomorrow. The dude can fight today. The dude can fight whenever. It's a few weeks away, a few months away from the fight. Woo. I'm telling y'all, locked in.
Lamont Roach Sr. firmly believes his son, Lamont Roach Jr., should have been declared the winner against Gervonta Davis. He feels Roach outperformed Davis and that the judges made the wrong call. When he says, "We should have had our hand raised," he's stressing that the decision was unfair and that the fight was taken from them. Roach Sr. also pointed out that the bout wasn't just about power, it was a smart, tactical battle. He called it a high IQ fight, where both boxers showed advanced skills in reading each other, setting traps, and making strategic moves rather than simply trading punches.
We should have got a decision, but this boxing, we didn't. It was a great fight, like I expected. But I knew my son was game. Training camp, he was so focused and locked in. I knew that we was gonna put on a great performance, and it was kind of like stolen away from him a little bit with the decision. But the world got to see how good he is, so that's the blessing to come out of this. So he really stamped himself in the boxing world.
In the early rounds, both fighters took a careful approach, focusing more on reading each other than throwing heavy punches. Roach Sr. highlighted that this part of the fight was filled with small, technical adjustments that might go unnoticed by casual fans but were clear to seasoned boxers and analysts. It was a strategic battle, aimed at outsmarting the opponent rather than relying on sheer power.
Boxing world, more so with this performance. So like I say, that's why it's bittersweet.
Is it a difficult one to take because of the controversy certainly surrounding the Tank taking the knee moment and then, like I say, not getting it on the scorecards?
Yeah, I thought we won without it, to be honest with you. I thought we didn't need that. We shouldn't have needed that either to get to the decision. I can't see him winning 7 rounds that fight.
Do you think Gervonta Davis will dominate the rematch, or will Lamont Roach silence the critics once again? Was that controversial knee a smart tactic, or a real problem? Share your thoughts in the comments below.